What's going on, everyone? So let's talk about Quincy Olivari, the man of the hour, the man who changed the tides for the Lakers and helped them get their first win of the preseason against the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, this guy was spectacular. In 9 minutes, he dished out 11 points, 2 assists, and 5 rebounds, single-handedly in a lot of ways. I mean, don't get me wrong, like Dalton Connect chipped in and was very good down the stretch, hit some big shots and stuff. You had Colin Caston did a couple nice things. There were several guys that did a couple nice things, but Quincy Olivari was the guy that the dude was absolute money, absolute lights out, and really just kind of drove home this win. And you look at the game for himself, 9 minutes, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3, and he only had 1 foul. He was a plus 20. Him and Armel Traore were both 20, which we got to talk about Armel Traore in a future video. Stay tuned for that. But Quincy, 6'3", he's 200 pounds, got good size, good strength. He's 23 years old, which is one of the reasons why he went undrafted. Just kind of an older guy. If he was like 19, he probably would have went top 3, right? You look at like Reed, right? He probably would have been in that conversation. Him and Blake Hinson were looked at as like arguably the 2 best shooters in the entire draft. So this is a guy that you knew coming out of Xavier, coming out of, I think he was at Rice previously. He was a guy that was looked at as like, hey, this guy could potentially help a team, right? Are some questions of, can he run an offense? Can he orchestrate an offense? Defensively, can he translate to the NBA level as far as the defense goes? And he looked great on all of it, right? Again, shot the lights out, which that is what he's known for. That's what he's known to do, but was getting after it on the defense side, pressing high. I love to see that. And then even was, kind of running and putting some pressure on Milwaukee's defense as the kind of primary ball handler and playmaker, which you want to see, right? Like him, 6'3" size, his shooting ability, you're probably playing him off ball more often than not. Probably going to play as the 2 guard, really. But you want to see a nice little balance. If he's a guy that can slot in and play the point, good size for a point guard at 6'3", 200 pounds, right? Kind of bump guys off, get after it, be aggressive on the defense side. You really want to see the two-way capability of Quincy Olivari. And look, he was a stud in college. See on the screen, 43 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists in a game back in February of 2024. I mean, this is a guy that do some things, do some damage. But, again, you need to see a proper balance and consistency. Now, Olivari is unable to be on the roster right now. There is question, do you bring him on a 2-way? Do you maybe waive? You're definitely not waiving Armel Traore. He's amazing. Christian Coloco, if he doesn't end up getting cleared by the NBA, do you just get rid of him? Right? I like Coloco. I like the potential of Coloco. But here's the problem. The Lakers are going to waive Quincy Olivari, and they could sign him to the G League. But if he continues to play and show what he showed, somebody's going to pick him up. Somebody's going to take him and bring him on their roster. And then the Lakers are going to miss out on Quincy Olivari because they just didn't have any roster spots and can't sign anybody to a 2-way. So, do you get rid of Christian Coloco or do you get rid of Colin Castleton even? Although I like Castleton, it's one of those questions, do you run the risk of somebody coming and taking him? Right? Now, Lakers are active in the trade market for a center, so it's very possible that maybe in the, let's say you end up pulling off a trade for, I don't know, let's say Clint Capella, right? You got to get to $20 million or whatever, maybe do like Gabe Vincent and whatever, stack a couple contracts, and now you got 2 roster spots you need to fill. Maybe you're bringing in Quincy, having him kind of come in, and maybe he can have an impact as your third backup. Jordan Goodwin, I actually thought looked good too. Shooting-wise, not really great. But just defensively and rebounding, right? Which is a big thing for Jordan Goodwin. I mean, in 6 minutes, he gave you 4 rebounds. But, I'd love to see Quincy make the Lakers roster at some point. I like Quincy a lot. A lot of people, though, are kind of going a little extreme, in my opinion, with Quincy. We saw this in Summer League, in the final Summer League game, where he just like went off and just was, I think he had what, like 20, 22, something like that off the top of my head. He couldn't miss. He was lights out. He was torching folks, looked fantastic. But you look at him at the rest of the preseason, he wasn't that, right? He just kind of had this moment. And, we haven't really gotten to see him thus far in preseason, so we don't know, like, is this just a moment? I would love to see him get consistent minutes the rest of preseason. We got, 3 games left? Something like that. I'd really like to see them kind of give him real opportunity the rest of the way and kind of see, can he be a piece? Can he be consistent out there? Or is he still a project? Couple things about that, though, is that, one, if he is really consistent, then if you don't sign him, somebody's going to come and swoop him up. Somebody's going to come take him. So do you just not do that and just kind of don't play him the rest of the summer league or preseason, and then sign him to your G League, and then hope that a roster spot opens and you can bring him up? That's a possibility. But I also want to see, the reason I want to see it is I want to see more consistency, right? Like, he can shoot without a doubt. And he was going up against, third string guys and stuff, right? We have to put things in perspective. He looked great against the Milwaukee Bucks third string and G League guys. But what does he look like against the actual NBA talent? Like, we play the Warriors coming up. I would love to see, what does he look like against Golden State? What does he look like going up against Melton? And he's one of the better defensive guards, and just, hounding him. Can he handle the ball pressure? Right? Can he still make plays? Can he still get his shot off? Right? Look, I don't want to undercut what he did. It was fantastic. I love it. Credit Quincy. That was fantastic. But we also, again, have to kind of keep things in perspective, right? Guys have good games. People are ready to crown him our starter, get rid of D'Lo, trade D'Lo and Reeves now because Quincy's here. What do we need any of those guys for? LeBron, trade him. Quincy's ready, right? Let's reel it back a little bit, because again, we saw this before and it died off because he wasn't able to continue and maintain it. So let's see if he can follow this up. I'm not saying he has to give you, 11 points in 9 minutes every time, but give him 20 minutes next game and let's see what he does. If he still can. I need to see more besides the shooting, right? We have a lot of one-dimensional guys, right? Can he run an offense? Can he defend at a high level consistently? Can he help rebound, right? Is he getting beat regular? Because again, it's one thing to be able to defend, a guy that's never going to see the basketball court. It's another thing when you're defending, Steph Curry, right? What does he look like in that match? Is he just getting torn? Is he getting embarrassed? What is he looking like against Pod? Right? Let him see. What about Melton? Is he getting just torched by Melton? Let's see let's start to wean him in and see, is there something really here, or was this just a moment? Right? There's a lot of guys that have moments, a lot of guys that have great games or great seasons or great sequences, right? But can you consistently string it together? Now, look, it doesn't mean that you don't keep him, right? But the question is he NBA ready now, or is he still a year or two away? Is he a guy that you can bring in immediately? Say we trade Gabe Vincent and it's man, we could use another guard now. Are you bringing Quincy in? Or is it no, he's not ready? Those are the kind of things you want to learn. Those are the kind of things you want to know. Right? You want to kind of see, is he somebody that can have a real impact out there on the basketball court? Now, can he do it against starting and bench level talent? Or is it just him playing against summer league guys that are never going to play or going to be in the G League or whatever? Or preseason where, again, playing against third string who are just going to be summer league or going to be G League guys or off the roster and waived entirely, right? Big difference. So, I love what we saw from him. I love it. I loved what we saw from him in summer league in that game that he went off, right? The guy can shoot that thing. He can put the rock in the red hoop, right? The red ring that's up there that you need to throw the thing in. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he can do that. But can he do more, right? And can he do it with a real defense on him? Can he do it, under pressure? Can he, it's a different thing. Again, I'm excited. I like the potential, but we got to let cooler heads prevail. Right? Like I did my live stream where people were like, Quincy's the greatest player ever. It's just like, look, I don't want to take anything away that he did this game. He was fantastic. I mean, he won us that game. Bar none, won us that game. But I need to actually see consistency, and I need to see, is he ready now, or is he still a bit of a project? Even if he's a bit of a project, it's not a bad thing, right? Say it's like, no, he's clearly not ready. He still needs a year or so before we can really bring him in. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'd like to kind of start to see and find out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Do you disagree with my points? You think, he's ready after one game? Crown him king. Get him out there. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.